Welcome to another edition of our show. Today we have some touching and emotional news. Tyler Baltierra, known for being one of the most iconic faces of Teen Mom, has opened his heart to talk about the trauma that has surrounded the adoption of his first daughter, Carly. But that's not all. In this emotional message, he also defends his wife, Catelynn Lowell, from the criticism she has received over the years. Tyler, with raw sincerity, takes responsibility for the pain he feels he has inflicted on Carly by giving her up for adoption. He acknowledges that at the time, he and Catelynn were young and naive, not fully understanding the emotional and psychological implications of adoption. "I feel in my heart that I have traumatized Carly," Tyler says, letting the deep remorse that accompanies him show through. He believes that Carly deserves to know the whole truth about her adoption, free of influence from both the adoptive and biological parents. Tyler also takes this opportunity to ask fans to show more compassion towards Catelynn. He describes her as a strong woman who, despite the odds, has continued to share her story with the world. Tyler is moved to tears as he recalls the moment Catelynn had to hand Carly over to her adoptive parents when she was just 16. The image of his wife, bleeding after childbirth, pushed in a wheelchair as she handed over their daughter, haunts him to this day. But he's not just talking about the past. Tyler also admits that he hasn't always been the best support for Catelynn. He acknowledges that he didn't understand the extent of the trauma she was experiencing, especially after giving birth to their daughter Nova and going through postpartum depression. "I wish I could have been more understanding of her," he confesses, reflecting a guilt he's carried for not having been there for Catelynn in the way she needed. And we can't forget the complexity of adoption itself. Tyler reminds us that he and Catelynn were just teenagers when they made the difficult decision to give Carly up for adoption. In fact, they had to fight their own parents at the time, who were against adoption. Imagine! Two young people, barely understanding life, having to fight in a courtroom to be able to make a decision they felt was best for their daughter. What a heartbreaking story! Tyler is clearly on a mission. He wants to change the way we view adoption and how we treat the people who are at the center of these situations. He asks us to show compassion and understanding toward Catelynn, who was failed by the people around her when she needed it most. At the end of the day, she was failed, Tyler says. And it's a reminder to all of us that behind every adoption story, there are real people with real emotions, struggling with impossible decisions. So, what do you think? Do you agree with Tyler? Do you think a change is needed in the way we understand and treat adoption? Leave us your comments below and don't forget to subscribe for more shocking news like this.